Welcome everybody to the first round of One Hop Racing, going into its 25th season here in the P2 tier. My name is Janis Mieles. I'm back in the booth after a little while, formerly driving as well. And alongside me, I've got a current driver here in the P1 tier, also commentating the P3 tier was, I think, last year, together with Nick. Colin Mason, how are you doing?
Good evening. Oh, I'm really excited for this. This is brilliant. I just can't wait to get going. And of course, it's our first commentary together. I think we raced together back in, would have been season 18, I think, and a couple of seasons after that as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice to share the commentary box this time for a change.
I think we last year actually raced was in F1 22. I think it was, I don't really know what season it was, but I can remember these good days. Really good racing
we
as
had
well.
some nice fights, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Which is what
man.
I'm expecting tonight from these guys. I mean, it's such a close tier. You could see that from the pre-season race last week around the Netherlands. It's going to be really close. Obviously, it's a new game. The handling, bit of a mixed feeling amongst the drivers. There's going to be a lot for them to get used to.
Absolutely. Let's start off the circuit itself that we're racing tonight. We're here in Austria at the Red Bull Ring, being built around the 70s when it's opened and hosted its first ever F1 races. It had some changes during the times. It was rebuilt in the mid 90s into the A1 ring until it was demolished for a short time before it was actually rebuilt again by Red Bull in the late 2000s. Into the Red Bull Ring we know today. So, it has got 36 laps today that we are going to see. We've got 10 corners, 3 to the left and 7 to the right, 3 DRS zones, and we got a total circuit length of 4.318 kilometers in distance. Colin, how do you feel about the circuit?
This is a very fun circuit. It almost reminds me of an oversized go-kart track, especially it being so short. But from my experience of practice, it's so easy to get time penalties. I think that's going to be the difference between somebody winning and somebody losing. I genuinely think it's going to come down to time pens, really. Coming out of some of the slower corners, traction's really quite difficult. Don't forget, here at One Hub we do 2 stops, mandatory 2 stops. So it's going to be interesting to see what tyre strategy people go for. Experience from myself is not that great in the race conditions. They don't last that long, but it'd be interesting to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, let's see how the tyres behave in this game because it's all completely new. And let's see how these drivers competing in this P2 tier will be going on. Let's go through the lineup, shall we? Just a little quick. Starting off with Red Bull Racing. They've got a wonderful lineup of Jess and Jamie. Obviously, they know each other quite well. And probably gonna be a good experience package, I would say, for the Red Bull team, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. They've been teammates for quite a while now. I know they were teammates last season as well. They know each other really well, like you said. They work really well together with strategy and things like that. You know, they're quite closely paced on this game by the looks of it as well. But yeah, I think they could be. I know Jess has taken some assists off, so she's almost relearning the game again. So she might start off a bit struggling a little bit, but we know from some of her performances last year they won't take her long to get back in the swing of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's cool to see drivers take some assists off. Of course, it takes some time to get used to, but once you get a hang of it, it's quite fun. Let me tell you that. So let's keep up the progress with her throughout the season. Going on with Mercedes, also a lineup of people we know for a long while now. We've got Proverb and Shelby. And even with Proverb, we've got a former champion here in the grid. Prospect tier champion in season 20. What can we expect from these guys?
Well, this is a great pairing. Shelby, his improvement last season was unbelievable. I know he's unfortunately going to miss this evening, but Proverb, I cannot respect the guy enough. One of the nicest guys in the community, to be honest. Very, very quick. Very, very fair as well. Very fair driver. but tough to beat. I would not rule him out putting another title charge on.
I mean, everything is possible. Well, it's a shame that Shelby is missing tonight, but I'm sure he's going to be back and stronger next time out. Going with Ferrari, I think we're going to speed it up here a bit, just to get all the lineups dusted already. We got the Austrian M1305 CCM, another former champion, even last year's P3 champion in One Hub Racing. Alongside him is the German Cowboy 09. So I hope he does well from my point of view as a fellow German. Well, we got McLaren with Ghost and Gil. Well, Gil I always know really well. Of course, he has the problem with the latency, but I'm sure that it's gonna go really well. Also with Ghost, it's a decent lineup. Ghost even finished second here in the P3 tier in season 23. I'm sorry, he finished 12th last year, which is a bit of a shame. Giggle, he returned to the series as well after not taking part in season 24. Now moving on to Aston Martin, we've got OKK and JR Mason, your dad Colin. I'm sure you keep a close eye on him throughout the season. Also OKK, you know, also, yeah, not having the best of luck last season, but I'm sure he's gonna bounce back surely throughout the year. Well, Alpine, we've got some new guys in here in the last second. We've got Skrillex and Lawrence D. I know quite a lot of Lawrence D. I also raced against him in the past, but Skrillex, well, it's a new name for me. Did he race in the past, or is it a new guy? Do you know?
No, so Skrillex is one of our new drivers, so it'd be very interesting to see how he gets on.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I hope he has a good time here in One Hub. Going to Williams, we got two rookies as well, in form of Solau and Spencer Brown, a Brit and a Canadian. Gonna be interesting to see how the two rookies behave here this season. We got Funky and Rageman for the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team. Sadly, Rageman is not there tonight, but Funky is, and Funky, he's also a past champion. He won the P3 tier in season 23, moved up to the P2 tier last season. It's going to be interesting to see how he behaves now this year. We got the Stake F1 team Kick Sauber with I'm Bad at F1 Quinn and F1 Specialist. Both also really well known throughout the One Hub Racing community. And at last we got Haas, last year's P3 tier champions in the form of the driver lineup consisting of Matthias and Dr. Mew. Also taking part last year in the One Hub camp. Colin, what do you expect from all these guys here this season?
Oh, it's so difficult to judge because the grid's so close now, looking back. A couple of drivers from last year, Dr. Mew. Now his improvement, he started off, he had a bit of a struggle. It was his first year in league racing, but he's dramatically improved, so I'll be really interested to see how much improvement Dr. Mew makes now in this season. Quinn was very, very quick in qualifying at Netherlands last week. So I can see him putting up a bit of a challenge. But I would say for me, the strongest lineup for me is probably the Ferraris of Cowboy and M125. I believe they won the P3 Constructors last season. So they're going to try and defend it, as we have now got cars on track.
Yeah, we will switch to the track in a few seconds. Let me go through the sponsors here pretty quick. So, well, we've got Next Level Racing here. First of all, sponsors who present us with prizes worth over £2,000. £2,000, including some really great seats. I've even got a seat from Next Level Racing here on my right hand side, which I've won in the past. So thank you to all these, thank you to this company here for sponsoring us. We've also got Pure Sim Gear, who will sponsor the driver, who give some gloves or some socks to the driver who scores the most fastest laps and poles this season in a combined manner. We've got also our sponsor Vespertine. They will be sponsoring the Going Gets Tough Awards. The winner of this award will win the Race the Dream t-shirt. Just as a little explanation for the award, it is basically for all the drivers who do not score regularly the podiums or wins. It is an award for them. They have to complete all the interviews and stuff, however, so that they will be qualified for this award, and the winner will be picked at the end of the season in a stream. And lastly, we've got SimGrid as well. They will be powering this series. You can register yourself through this site, and then you might be able to take part in this season. Well then, let's move to the track. We've got some cars on the track as Colin mentioned. So, Colin, to which driver should we switch for a little track preview?
Well, I'm just looking at Jamie, who is he's actually coming to the end of his lap now. I know Jamie's race pace around here. Oh, no, actually, he's just invalidated the last but one. I said track limits are a bit of a pain around here, so it would have been a 1:06 flat, but unfortunately, no time set.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame for Jamie. But we've got a first time in here, or 2 times here, with J.R. Mason being the fastest driver here, with a 1:05.193. Good to see him at P1. Let me check. We've got now, oh, hang on, we've got Spencer Brown at P1. Now we've got really good times here flying around. Currently checking.
Yeah, that's a really solid lap. So don't forget now, the drivers already know now the actual weather for the qualifying and the race. So as you can see, the weather for the qualifying is cloudy, and the weather for the race is dry. So we're not going to see any of the intermediate tyres or the wet tyres appear tonight. Oh, and look at that. M125 puts a marker down at 1:04.7.
Wow, that's a great lap time here for the Austrian. Yeah, I mean, he is of course one of the pre-season favorites, as he is the winner of the pre-season race. After we mix some of the drivers around into a higher tier, so he is definitely one of the title contenders. Alongside, let's look at Funky. He's on an out lap, and he will start a lap pretty soon. He finished second behind M125, as I said, a former champion. So Colin, I'll give you the keys, and let's take a lap around this beautiful track.
So here he is now, DRS wide open, heading towards turn 1. Now pick your braking point, take a little bit of curb, easy to lose the rear coming out of there. Now it's easy flat now. They call this turn 2, not really, bit of a kink. As he heads into turn 3, heavy braking now. Now this is easy to lock the front, nice and smooth there. DRS open again. Now this downhill section here, this is very tricky. Braking just before the bridge, good apex there, little bit of curb. Now this is the really fast section on this track now. Keeping it now, is he gonna, what's it, down just 1 gear into 6th? No, quickly into 5th. This is almost flat, just a little lift, keeps it nicely in the track limits, just 2 corners to go. Now these are the 2 that you could really easily, keeps it nice and smooth, within the track limits, nails it, DRS open again, and it's a 1:04.9, puts him on the front row.
Not a bad lap by Funky, really solid lap here for the Soul Racing Bull car. We've got some more cars out here, including Jamie and F1 Specialist. Yeah, so far the times aren't that bad for the top drivers. I would say even from P2 onwards down to P7, it's quite close actually.
Yeah, it's very, very close. You can see M125, couple of tenths ahead. But the gap between P2 and P5, P6, P7 as well actually. Just a couple of tenths. So these extra tenths are really going to make a big difference to where you appear on the grid. People in a little bit of bother. Jamie's still yet to set his lap time.
What is going on there? Jamie is off, and that's one of the Aston Martins. Who was it? Let me check. It was J.R. Mason.
It would have been, yeah.
Oh
J.R.
dear.
Mason, I don't know what happened there. I don't know whether Mason was on a hot lap or Jamie on a hot lap. They look like they were both on out laps.
Yeah.
I will. I know that Mason streams his footage, so I will try and take a little look to see actually what happened there.
Oh dear, always some chaos here in qualifying. The first qualifying session of the season. That's not what both drivers need. Let me check if both are actually going on the lap. Yep, they do. So it doesn't seem like a big hurdle, but it will definitely hurt their tires for the lap.
Yeah, definitely. This definitely wasn't a good preparation. We'll see now. He's just a little, about 100th down on his best sector 1. But that certainly wouldn't have helped his tyres there, nor Jamie. But luckily, I don't think there's any damage to the cars. Unfortunately, we don't have TAS this season, so I can't tell you whether they've got any floor damage. But hopefully, they're going to be okay to continue.
It does look like they are both fine, as Jam Mason has a brilliant second sector, going up by over a 10th. Here, let's go on board and let's check this final sector. You need to be careful to track limits here. It's not like in real life where they're putting some gravel in here on the second to last corner and the last corner. It's looking good, and where does it put him? P4.
P4, yes, another good lap time. Oh, so I just managed to catch the footage from Mason and Jamie on Mason's footage, and Jamie tried to get out of the way of Mason, but saw him a little bit too late, and thankfully they both managed just about to avoid each other, but obviously both went in the gravel. But top 4 for Mason, that's a solid start. Sallow, another good lap time there in 5th. Quinn, I thought Quinn would have a little bit more pace, but he is sitting in 10th. Still, we got 9 minutes to go.
Absolutely, there's everything possible. With Jamie once again invalidating another lap, so he's going through the Sergio Perez process of qualifying, I guess, with M125 CCM taking yet another fastest time, a 1 minute 4.569. What a lap from the Austrian driver.
That's a brilliant lap. One thing that impressed me last season about M125 was his wheel-to-wheel and his ability to carefully defend his position perfectly fairly, but still making it very, very difficult for the guy behind to try and overtake. He really is a top-class driver, so I'm not surprised he's leading at the front at the minute. He's really seems to have got the hang of the game so far.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. Ghost goes over the line, doesn't really improve his time. Let me check for some others. Who's currently nearing the end of the lap? Proverb is going for yet another lap. He's only down P12. Sure, there's more in him.
Well, I'd be very surprised if that's the best he can manage. So he's just starting his lap now. Good turn 1. Little bit on the curb on the exit, would have lost time. Don't forget, there's a brand new ERS system now as well. So drivers have to contend with that. It's not just a case of putting it in hot lap and off you go. You do have to manage your ERS a bit more, where you manually use it as well. So he's a little bit quicker in sector 1. Oh, and he's lost it. Oh, good catch.
Oof, but surely his lap is already ruined. He can't recover from that. I think, yeah, does he back out? He doesn't look that fast, but... yeah, it's already down. Yeah, I think he has to back out. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he backs out. Yeah, 3/10 down, so... bit of a struggle there from Proverb. Seems to lose a bit of traction on the inside curb there. As Proverb comes in the pit lane. So just as a reminder, the steward's driver's briefing was released this morning, and the stewards have decided that when you enter the pit lane, you can ignore the white line. So if you do see drivers cutting across the white line on the entry into the pit lane, that won't be a penalty. The stewards have deemed it actually safer doing it that way than slowing down on the apex of the last but one corner. So that's why you might see them cut across.
Very good decision in my opinion, because it also helps in terms of safety, because it's quite dangerous when you're just behind someone and he has to brake for the pit lane and you can't avoid him. So really good decision by the stewards here. Who's going to laps? Is Lawrence still on a lap? I think so. Or no, but his first sector is actually improving, so I guess he's on a lap. Let's keep an eye on the Alpine. I mean...
Yeah, he's half a tenth up. 1 minute 5.254 at the moment. He has used the majority of his ERS, so he's going to probably struggle now. And Giggle's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
Oh yeah,
so I don't know whether he's spun.
No, he's just chilling at the pit exit. Oh, what has he done?
I see his car's in reverse, so I think maybe he crashed into the pit lane wall. Oh, that's such a shame for Giggle. So obviously now he's going to start last.
Not a good start for his season already. As we'll go on board with Jamie. He still get to set a competitive lap time. Same with OKK. As now Jamie comes through the final 2 corners. Please don't validate your lap. No, he does it again.
He's invalidated. What would it have been? It would have been a 5.9. So it would have put him just 14th. So Jamie really struggling at the minute. He's only got 5 minutes left, so he's got to get back to the pits pretty sharpish to be able to set another lap time, assuming he's got any tyres left.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he did like 2 or 3 laps. Let me check the tyre situation. I think he's put in another new set on, so depending on how he set his tyres up, I think he's already out of softs, or fresh softs, it has to be said.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looking at that, he's used 3 softs, but obviously started a lap on another set of softs. Now I know that if you go the softer tyre strategy, you can get 4 sets of softs, but there's no way of getting 5. So his only option now is to pit and put an older set of tyres back on and have another go.
Yeah, and he has to think about the race as well. I mean, of course, it won't affect the tyre wear because we have to restart the session. Oh, look at Funky! Jesus Christ, he nearly hit the Red Bull, and that's his lap over. He has to come to pits as soon as possible to set another lap time. Oh, thank God we caught that on camera, because this could have been a big disaster for both of them.
Oh, that's not going to help them. Hopefully, I don't know whether Funky was on a hot lap or whether he was in
He was.
Oh, he was. Oh, so that's going to hurt him there. And Mason, look at Mason. A 4.788. Puts himself on the front row. What a lap time.
Yeah, look at Spencer as well, the rookie, up into P3 with a 1 minute 4.8. Good lap times
that's
coming
fantastic. Yeah. Brilliant, mate. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how many drivers are getting into the 4s. I thought we might have seen 1 or 2 drivers get in the 4s. But I didn't expect this many, and quite low in the 4s as well. So they really are. Some of these drivers really have got used to this handling.
And look at M125. He has validated his new laps, so he has to save his battery now to go for yet another one. Oh, this is going to be spicy. A spicy anti-qualifying. So depends on what Mason and Funky will be doing now. Would it go out again for yet another shot, or would it just let it be and start for these positions? I'm assuming that it will do yet another one.
I would have thought so. I don't know whether they've got any brand new tyres left or whether that is it. I see Jamie now going back out again on a set of used softs, it would be. I just noticed that OKK's in the lobby, so that's good news.
That's fantastic. Yeah, he's on the outlap as well. Just a little bit of a hiccup with the Red Bull. Let's go for Spencer here, as he is currently on hot lap, improving on his first sector. Now let's see how he behaves on the second one. His exit was a bit messy, but you know, with used tires, you have to hope that there's at least a bit of grip left in them. So, ooh, big lockup here. This surely wouldn't have helped. As we go now to the fast left-handers.
Oh, it's lovely, lovely and smooth, carrying a lot of speed. He's just half a tenth down, that's all. Now, has he got anything left?
It's going to be tight through. Let's go for the second to last corner. Ooh, yeah, sure, this is lap gone. Surely this will be his lap over. Or will it? Yeah, just a tenth slower. Oof.
Yeah, just does seem if he didn't get that slide then into the last corner, he could have possibly improved again. But yeah, obviously Spencer being one of our new drivers, great to see him up there fighting against the front boys, doing really well.
And now we got a spicy finale here for you guys. We got M125 on an outlap. We've got Funky on an outlap. We've got Cowboy on an outlap. So JR Mason will not do yet another lap. So we've got 2 or 3 guys still be able to challenge for pole position. And let's not forget Skrillex. He's also on an outlap. He's not far away. Lawrence D as well. And what about Proverb? He's also there.
Yeah, so pretty much the only one. So Mason obviously in the pit lane. So Salah. So that's going to be their session done and dusted. But I think they'll be quite happy. I think the pair of them will be quite happy with that result so far. Jamie crosses the line, a 1 minute 9.48. Yeah. So he's really struggling at the minute.
This will be his last shot here. He's got Funky behind him. He's quite close here, so I'm not sure if that was the right move from Funky to get that close, but we will see. His first sector, of course, a big improvement by over a 1/10 and a half. And let's see the second sector. If he gets too close, he will lose quite a lot of time. So
yeah, I think he is a bit too close, isn't he? Yeah, because obviously Jamie's pushing as well. Jamie's on iron lap, so Jamie's not doing anything wrong here. It's just that, unfortunately for Funky, he's put himself in a bit of an awkward place.
Let's look at the lap time. So we've got Skrillex being the first one to cross the start-finish line. He won't improve. He will stay in P7. Let's go through Cowboy here. He's the next one. And he's coming up to the final corner here. Will be a big improvement. Will he get to the front row? Let's see. He does.
He does.
P2.
What a lap. Look at that for two.
And what?
Beats it.
What an improvement.
What a lap that was. I caught the last 2 corners with him and nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Absolutely brilliant. 4.3, that's fantastic.
Great lap.
And a Ferrari 1-2.
Wow,
I
what a
did
day.
call it. I know, I'm being really... I called it. I had a feeling these 2 guys were going to be a force. But obviously, qualifying's one thing. Race, that's something different altogether.
Absolutely. And Proverb moves up to P5, and that's basically it for qualifying. There will be no improvements anymore. So we got a lineup here for the race. We got a Ferrari lockup here with M125 on pole, with Cowboy in second. We've got JR Mason up in third, alongside the rookie Spencer Brown in P4. Then we got Proverb, Funky in P5 and P6. We got Solau, yet another rookie, and Skrillex, yet another rookie, in the 4th row on the grid. And the final and 5th row on the grid, we've got Lawrence D and Ghost. Do you want to continue with the rest?
Yeah, so unfortunately my screen is very, very, very slow. There we go, it's back up. So we got, so Ghost in 10th, Specialist in 11th, Quinn in 12th. I think Quinn will be quite disappointed with that, considering his pace in the pre-season race. Jess in 13th, Matthias in 14th, Jamie in 15th with a very eventful quali, OKK in 16th, Dr. Mew in 17th, and unfortunately for Giggle in 18th, he gets a DSQ for his issue in the pit lane. Now, so just a reminder now to anyone listening and to the viewers and to the drivers. So what's going to happen now is we're going to load up the race, but the drivers are going to retire from the session, so ready up straight away, retire from the session, and then we're going to go back to the lobby. The tier coordinators are going to do the grids manually, and we're going to start again. So the reason for the going back to the lobby is we here at OneUp do engine penalties throughout the season, which you have to take. And we're going to be able to do that with these lobby restarts, and also means that any steward penalties that could be applied will be applied with a grid pen, and they can get a grid pen for the race. So this is not going to be the start of the race. They will go back to the lobby.
Yes,
if that made any sense whatsoever.
Sure it does. I think people will understand. And of course, it's going to be interesting to see how many drivers will probably forget their setup, or will hopefully remember that they have to choose the setup first before picking their strategy. This will be quite interesting. So
yeah, so obviously now they're going to retire from the race.
Yeah, and just go for a new lobby.
And they have, which is brilliant. Yeah, as Cowboy decides to wind up his teammate and wipe him out. Yeah, so obviously this is just a lobby restart now, and one of the things, like you said, one of the things the drivers have to remember is to load their setup for the next session. That is going to be crucial, because I have tried this game with standard setups, and it is horrendously bad. Not, obviously when you get a setup, it's a load better. You get a bit more feeling, but any driver who forgets, that's going to be disastrous for them, I think.
Well, it's quite interesting to hear that because I tried the game a few weeks ago for the first time, and I tried loading the setup. It felt so bad. I literally thought the game was completely broken. Then I did a lap with standard setup. It felt at least stable. So that was one thing. But then, thankfully, with the latest patch and the latest setups, the game felt a bit more better, even with some new setups. So probably was just an issue from the launch version of the game, I guess. But
yeah, there's obviously been quite a few updates to try and improve the handling. Mixed reviews, but it's the same for everyone. So it's still the best driver wins. But yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. I've noticed that under high tyre wear, it's quite easy to spin. So drivers are going to have to be a little bit careful when their tyres start getting heavily worn. But they seem to be handling the softs rather well at the minute.
Yeah, so far it's looking really good. Jumping on the topic of the mixed reviews on F124, we got some pre-race interview questions as well, and I've noted some opinions about the game, including the one from our poleman M125. He was not completely liking it, but the confidence is slightly growing, and I think it shows on the qualifying lap, I guess, and it's good to see that drivers are slightly getting more comfortable with the handling model.
Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely takes a lot of getting used to as well. It's got its own little quirks, but like I said, it's the same for everyone. So it's still down to the driver with the wheel or the controller in their hand, but it's going to be very difficult to get used to. But hopefully that session now has settled a bit of the nerves for the drivers, get them settled in. I think there'll be a couple of people very, very happy, but a couple of drivers not so happy. So now the tier coordinators now are going to be setting up the grid, ready for our first race of the season. Yes.
I think we can just quickly go through a few changes in regards to the past season. Of course, we got some new infos about this season. We got only 2 tiers, sadly, but we can still apply for one of the seats here. Of course, if you want to see more about this league on social media, make sure to check out One Hop Racing on Instagram and on TikTok. There will be some interesting content coming up there as well in regards to our league. Of course, we got our weather system, which has been further enhanced, allowing for more scenarios appearing throughout the season. We will surely see more about it in the next couple of races. Colin, just as a rumor, how much excited are you about the new sprint format?
Oh, well, see, now that's going to be really interesting. So obviously we decided also to give the option to the drivers of which circuits they wanted. So everyone in the Discord had an opportunity to vote for which tracks that they wanted for the sprint format as well, for the sprint races. And I think my favourite part of the sprint is going to be the one-shot quali. I love the pressure of one-shot quali. I usually bottle it, but that's besides the point. I love the pressure of it. And that's really going to make a big difference, I think. Obviously, we're going to have a reverse top 10 as well for the main race, so that's going to spice it up a bit. But it's going to be very interesting. I can't remember offhand which of the sprint races we've got. I know Brazil is one.
Oh, that's a good choice, to Brazil.
Baku actually is another one, which I know. I was speaking to Jamie, and he's not a Baku fan, so he's going to maybe struggle around there. But obviously this, we've got our engine penalties as well, so it's tracks that you're not that keen on. That's the time to use your engine penalty as well. So it's all about the strategy as well.
Yeah, speaking of engine penalty, if you're new to this league, we're gonna have to explain, because here in this league we have an engine management. We got at the beginning of the season, you got, I think, over 260 laps, or around 260 laps of engine mileage, which will all be reduced as long as you keep driving here through the season. If you crash out or DNF, you cannot exploit the system. You have to, because then when you retire, the amount of laps will be multiplied by 2, I think, or by 3. So you can't exploit the system, and at one point you have to take an engine penalty. If you take your engine penalty way too early, you're gonna have to take another one. And as Colin mentioned, it's probably more wise to take an engine penalty at tracks you don't either like, or you can probably move through the field a bit quicker than you usually can. So yeah, it's an interesting system in this league, which most of the leagues don't use, and this is surely one of the unique features here of One Hub Racing.
Yeah, it's. I don't know any other league really that does implement these types of things, and I think it adds a little bit into the realism of Formula One a little bit. Obviously, Max took his 10-place grid penalty at Belgium a couple of weeks back, and it adds a nice little bit of strategy element. Another thing for the drivers to think about, which I think adds a bit of fun. And we are ready to go. So we got the the countdown timer, and we are going to be racing. Don't forget now, it is going to be clear weather. We're not going to get any rain, but it is going to be a 2-stop race.
Absolutely, yeah. The 2-stop rule is also something which is quite unique to this league, because, yeah, if you don't pit 2 times, at least in a race, you're gonna get disqualified, and if you win because of that, yeah, your win is going to be stripped away. And this is something which probably will be more of a learning thing for the rookies, but, well, we're sure gonna find out who's gonna be falling foul of this rule.
Yes, I know that we did actually have one person in the pre-season event in the P1 tier to forget to pit twice. So hopefully that driver remembers this evening. So P1 will kick off just after this race. So it'll start at 7 p.m. With Jess commentating, who's racing here now, and Ivor Bryn Mike as well, a fellow Welshman.
So, just to get this quickly done, because, we've got some nice little prizes in here, and if you are within the top 3 of the Drivers' Championship, you get, of course, a trophy. If in the top 2, you get some nice little One Hub merch, and if you're in 3rd place, you get a free entry to the next season of One Hub Racing, and if you are part of the constructor who wins the championship overall, you also get a free entry to next season, plus another trophy. Well, I mean, this is probably one of the nicest things here of this league with the prizes in here. It's not something that many leagues are doing, sadly. I've got my 3 trophies in here, and it looks awesome, I've gotta be honest. It looks really awesome to be rewarded with these kind of trophies for good performances.
Yeah, this is why, we have the entry fee. And every bit of money, every single penny of the entry fee goes back into the community for these prizes and these awards. And it is quite unique, I think, within league racing to do this. And it really has paid off. And this is why we get, obviously, drivers returning to the league season after season.
Yes, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it's kind of like a community. You see the people like every single time. I mean, we of course know each other since 2020, since that game. So
Yeah, that's right.
man, it's really a long time ago, and you know, at the beginning you could really think why an entry fee, but as you get a bit deeper through this league, you will see why an entry fee is making sense. And of course, it should help drivers to get through the complete season without feeling the need to basically waste your money on this.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully every single driver has loaded their setup.
Oh yeah.
We're still waiting for the players, so that's a good sign. That means that they haven't readied up early. So just a reminder to any drivers listening: please load your setup, because we don't want you doing fantastic in quali and then forgetting your setup.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I can speak volumes of that because I already did it once, and let's say I was not in the best mood afterwards. So
Yeah, it's so frustrating. You do all that practice, you all comfy and ready to go, and you forget to load your setup.
yeah,
So that is but yeah. So as you can see, nice clear blue skies. It's going to stay like this. So obviously, for people who don't know, we do an adaptive weather system. So we have. Oh, and here we're going to go. The red lights
All
are
right.
going out.
yes, the 5 lights on, and the 25th season of Wonder Racing gets underway, and I bet everyone couldn't get a jump start already. The 2 Ferraris got away well, but Mason lost a bit of ground to Spencer. He's down to 4th. And there's a bit of mayhem here. It looks like everyone went there quite well. And as we go a bit further down, there's a bit of battling going on there. Look at the back. They're going 3 wide there. Look at Funky. I think he always lost a bit of ground as well. Some sliding here through Remus, this tight right-hander. But looks like everyone just went in there quite well.
Yeah, so it's a disastrous start for Quinn and Matthias. I don't know whether they were near each other on the track. I don't think so. So they're going to have to serve their... Was it a drive-through? I will check now. For Quinn, let's have a look. So Quinn, he's got a penalty. I can't see what the penalty's for. I will double check now. But what a hectic start to that race, but nice and clean for everyone. Everyone seems to got out unscathed.
Yes, and now look at the positions. Giggle made up 6 positions here. He's probably the biggest win of the start, with Specialist being one of the biggest losers here at the starting phase. We've got Quinn, Matthias going in to serve their penalties. And look, let's look at the tires, shall we? We've got the Ferraris both on softs. We've got a few medium runners here as well. So it's a good mix in here, I have to be honest.
Yeah, now this surprises me about how many drivers chose to have a go on the soft tyres. I didn't think we'd see it appear at all, really. So it's quite surprising. Now, how long will these last? We know, obviously, that the medium tyres will last longer. They are a more durable tyre. But I don't know how long these softs are going to last. But they are holding out quite well so far. Gaps are still quite close at the top. The 2 Ferraris leading the way.
Yes, they got a really clean getaway. And we need to be careful now because Spencer in 3rd, he's got a tyre advantage at the end of their stint due to the mediums lasting a bit longer. So they need to work together as a little bit of a team to get away from Spencer and of course Mason as well. Because, they might have the advantage, at least the sophomores have the advantage at the start, and they would have had the advantage if we got a safety car right now. But this advantage won't last long. Let's see how the Ferrari guys are handling this situation.
Yeah, look at Cowboy. He's really, really right on the back of M125. He had a bit of a poor exit there out of turn 3 as we got some movement down. Giggle up to 9th. What a start Giggle's had. So he obviously started 18th and in 3 laps has worked his way up to 9th. What
Wow.
a start that is.
Great getaway here.
Passes his teammates there as well in Ghost. So, and he's on the medium tyres as well, chasing now after Skillix.
There was a bit of contact there between OKK and Solau. Just a tiny bit of wheel banging, but it looks like it's going on well. But Jesus, there's already some good racing here going on. Let's look back at the front. With Cowboy losing a bit of ground towards M125. Now having to be looking in his mirrors to at least be aware that Spencer is there. Oh.
Yeah, look at Spencer. Wide. He is he's a Cowboy. Now, is this the point now? Is this where the soft tyre runners are starting to feel their tyre wear? Because Spencer really seems to be comfy now. I mean, he's right back of Cowboy. Is he going to be able to have a go into the hairpin? No, he's too far back.
Yeah, and of course the advantage that Cowboy has is that his teammate can help him with the DRS, as he has to go a bit defensive. He hasn't got the best line out there through that right-hander. And look at Spencer here. He's already through.
What a move. What a move that is. That's brave. That is a really brave maneuver, especially this early in the race. And now he's hunting. Look how quick he's come on the back of M125. I really think these soft tyres are almost dead. You can see M125 is really struggling out this corner.
Oh, and Specialist already retired. He did retire on the track. He didn't retire in the pit lane, but it does look like he is just given up. I don't know if it was just a mistake or something like that, but that's something you still have to handle. While Spencer is up into P1.
And look at Mason. Mason down the inside of Cowboy. Has he kept the place?
Ooh, just go side by side.
Oh. It's so good. Oh, they almost wheel bang. Mason on the inside.
Ooh. Yeah, he's
what
done
a move.
it.
Brilliant. Up into P3. You can really see now that these soft tyres, they're surely going to be soon. Surely they're almost going to go backwards from this point on.
Yeah, look at that. Look at how M125 is dropping back. I think the soft tyres are actually toast. They're melting. And look at JR. He's keeping up quite well. He's already closing in. He needs to be careful, bro. He needs to pick up his chance quite well. Will Spencer get a penalty here already for track limits? Oh.
That's really early on. Really early. So that's 6 and he's got a 3 seconds already.
Look
so
at
that's
Mason.
really going to put the pressure. And Mason down the inside.
Oh.
Then 1-2-4. What a move.
They collided.
Well, he said he was going to be aggressive this season. Well, he's certainly shown it now.
Look at Proverb. He's also there. Where did he come from? Oh, look at that. They need to be... Oh, look at that. There's all sorts of mayhem going on.
Wide.
But we need to... I mean, I hope that the wing from M125 is alright, because they had a little bit of a collision there. I hope the wing is alright. But now, will M125 fight back? He does! He's already on the inside, but it isn't enough. And he has to, but he's still not giving up. They're still going side by side. But I think now he has to yield.
That is brilliant racing. Really
and now look
good
at
to see that.
in the back.
Yeah, Funky
Ooh.
really going for it.
Wow. Just round the outside. Brilliant move there by the Racing Bull driver. Wow, that was really close. Great entertainment.
This is obviously now has helped Spencer quite a lot, hasn't it? Because he's pulled out 2.8 seconds now, and I don't think the battle for second, third, and fourth is over yet.
Yes, and look at that. He's still chasing after the Aston Martin. He hasn't given up, which is really good to see from our point of view. But this is absolutely helping Spencer. Whilst Lawrence D got a time penalty as well, I think, for track limits. Oof. This is getting really tight already. What a start here to the race. What a start to the season we have.
Yeah, this is brilliant. Jamie doing well. Jamie had a disastrous quali, but he has moved up into 10th place. Jess in 12th. So he does seem looking like the practice that we had earlier. Jamie's race pace is far better than his one-lap pace, and he's really showing it now, up into the top 10. So don't forget, it's top 12 for points. Anyone in the top 12 will get a point, 12th being 1 point, and you also get 1 point for fastest lap in the top 10, and another point for the fastest lap in the bottom 10.
Yes, that's correct. And M125 is going to the pits.
Yeah, we kind of foresaw this. Keeps it under the speed limit, which is crucial this year. 10 seconds now if you speed in the pit lane. So, and we got quite a few drivers pitting.
Yes, and this is...
We got Funky pitting as well.
Man, this is interesting now. Funky, Skrillex pitting, This is really great now. And now they have to be careful. They have the advantage of the undercut. And the guys ahead, they need to keep doing what they do. Especially Spencer. He needs to do whatever he does. Keeps his tires nice and steady. And then pit at the right time. But he locks up, which is not helping tire wear, mate. As JR is already 3 seconds
that wasn't
back.
The best. Oh, and he's locked up again. Yeah, it's quite easy to lock your fronts around this circuit, especially up into turn 3, I found. And of course, it's not going to do your tyre temps any good whatsoever. But they seem to be handling it. So obviously now M125, he's got a fresh sauce. He's just... Oh, Salah has a big moment. Loses 4 places. Such a shame for him. He was driving really well, especially after his good quali as well. OKK now up into 11th place. So that's a... now we got more pitters. So we got Cowboy and Proverb in the pit lane.
Let's see where they end up. I think they might end up way behind M125 here and Funky due to the undercut. But yeah, just look at where they ended up. They ended up in a bit of traffic, which doesn't really help both of them. But look at M125. Look at the gap he has now to Cowboy. Yeah, that was a good idea. Look at Funky now. He's also behind Cowboy, but he will get past him now with the help of DRS. And a bit of slipstream from OKK. And will he get past OKK now as well? He does.
Oh, so KK runs wide.
Ooh,
just about keeps it.
That's Cowboy through as well.
But yeah, look, you're dead right. I mean, look at the advantage that M125 had over Cowboy.
Ooh.
You can see the difference that Boxer early made. Oh,
there was a bit of contact between Cowboy and Funky. So the wings are surely going to have to suffer here. Look at the amount of contact we already have here in this race. But this is great to see. Quinn moving up a place against OKK. And now it's going to be interesting. How many seconds will they gain to the cars ahead of them on the mediums?
Yes, as we have Lawrence and Ghost in the pit lane, they are absolutely sick of their soft tyres. And they're going to go, I'm assuming, onto the medium tyres. Yes, medium tyres for both drivers.
That's probably a sensible choice. And now we have to wait and see. We've got Spencer Brown in the lead. We've got Mason second. We've got Giggle in third. For good recovery drive so far. And they have to do whatever they have to do now. They have to just keep driving and just hope that the cars behind them, like M125 or Cowboy, will be held up by traffic quite a lot. And they will lose quite a lot of time.
Yeah, and look at
there's another yellow flag. There's OKK gone. OKK is spun. And I think he got wing damage as well, so he has to pit in again.
Yeah, you can see that he's lost his front left end plate. So he's going to have to box.
This is a shame for him, man.
Such a shame.
Mason's coming in. Mason is in. This is going to be interesting now.
Mason in the pit lane. Now, what tyres is he going to choose? Now, is he going to go on to another set of mediums, or is he going to... No, he's going on to hard tyres.
Hards?
So this is the first car we've seen.
Wow.
Choose the hard car. Now, is that a right strategy call?
I'm honestly a bit surprised about this call. I didn't really expect the hard tyres to play a sort of function here. Wow, I'm a bit surprised by that. But, I mean, he surely has a plan. Let's see if the plan is the right choice. So he's down P8 now.
Sorry, JM. I'm sure I was speaking to Dad, and he said that he's really happy with his tyre strategy. So either he's played an absolute blinder here, or he's made a bit of an error. But from the practice that I've done myself, the hard tyre, surprisingly so, seems a pretty good tyre.
Okay. Then I guess we should wait and see. And let's hope that this tyre strategy isn't completely the wrong one, whilst Jamie is now in the pits. But no action from Spencer Brown or from Giggle yet. And they are still driving with their old stealth tyres. Whilst Funky is now setting the fastest lap. Nope, Lawrence D is now the one with the fastest lap with 1 minute 7.007. Yeah,
that's a very, very good lap time. I know he's on these nice fresh mediums, but even so, that's very, very quick. And he's right behind Mason. He's going to go down the inside. No, he thinks better of it. That was very close.
Curly on it,
Missing.
and now we got Mason here with the DRS. Will surely pass Jess here. Will Lawrence follow as well? No, he keeps behind. Whilst Mason locks up and he's going a bit wide. No, look at Lawrence. What a move there against Jess. Jesus, what a great move here. Now it's Lawrence versus JR Mason. Was Funky got a 3-second penalty now as well?
Yeah, this is where, you know, if the drivers can try and limit the amount of penalties they're going to get, it really is going to make a big difference come the end of the race. There's Giggles in the pits. So Giggle now getting rid of those medium tyres. What strategy is he going to decide?
Let's see. He's going hard as well. Okay, so I guess the hard tyres might actually be a solid option, as more people are using the hard tyres now. Jamie, Quinn and Dr. Mew have followed through as well. So, probably going for another set of mediums at the end, or perhaps soft, depending on how the race pans out.
Yeah, so obviously we saw that the softs didn't really last that long. I think the drivers on the softs come in at about lap 6, 7. So if they are going to go on softs, they're going to have to stretch this hard out quite a while. But Spencer Brown still not pitting. I just hope and pray that he's remembered it's a 2-stop race. Let's hope that he has remembered that it is 2 stops.
I hope he does. And we saw some moves. We got Lawrence D now in P5 ahead of JR and Mason. We got Skrillex up to 7th. We've got Giggle moving ahead of Solau in P9 with his fresh set of hearts. But still, no action from Spencer Brown.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Unless is he going to try 2 mediums and a soft?
Oh, this is going to be a good, interesting idea.
I'm just going to have a look now, see how much M125... So at the moment, M125 catching him. He is catching him. So at this moment in time, M125 is the net leader of this race. Because when Spencer Brown pits, which he will do, M125 is going to take the lead.
Yes, and the more he drives, the more time he will be losing. So he has to pit in either now or... Okay, he's still driving. He's still staying out. I know what his strategy is, but it's surely going to be an interesting one. I'm sure he's going to continue with even mediums or softs for the second stint. There's no other option here, which makes sense as he's sliding around there through the first corner. Nearly losing the car. Oof.
Oh, Proverb. I
Another
think that's his
3-second penalty.
second time penalty. No, still his first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers, all on 3-second time penalties each. So, and we're still at, we're not even halfway through the race yet. So they're going to have to start to be a little bit careful with track limits.
Yes, but that's the difficulty of Austria here with track limits, and this is something that we both know really well. But you have to be a bit more careful here. That's the only thing we can say about this. As we got Funky now fight against Cowboy. Will he make a move here down the inside? He does. Will it be enough? Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Oh.
Or does it?
That's
yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That's one thing that's really impressed is the wheel to wheel with the drivers here tonight.
Oh, there he is. He's
really
pitting in.
Good. Oh, here he is. So he extended the stint a little bit. So what's he going to do now? What's his choice? So he's got 20 laps to go. And he is going on the hard compound tyre.
Okay, I'm a bit surprised by that.
Yeah, that's quite surprising. Now, is he going to try and stretch these hards now to the end regarding going on the... Whoa! He put his foot down coming out of the pit lane. How he didn't hit the wall there, I am still trying to work out.
Oof. Oh, dear.
But look at the traffic he's come out in now. So he's come out behind Mason, Lawrence and Cowboy, who are all within about 1.2 seconds of each other.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting mess here. We got Cowboy now with DRS. Will he find an answer to the move Funky in the last lap? No, he doesn't. So they will stay in the DRS train. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Spencer will be doing. I mean, surely he has to pit at the end for softs then, because I think there's no other option. Or, which I hope he doesn't, I hope he hasn't forgotten about the 2-stop rule.
Yeah, that is the risk at the minute. It's difficult. Obviously, he is one of our new drivers, Skrillex, so they are obviously reminded, and there's loads of tutorial videos for the drivers to watch. But when the adrenaline's up, you can easily forget these things.
Yes, absolutely.
But let's keep our fingers crossed that he's just doing a bit of an offset strategy.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so, because we don't want anyone to forget any sort of rules here. It would be a shame for him as well, as he has done a superb job here for this race. As we got some great battling here between Funky and Cowboy. They will be playing some DRS games here now. We saw that here. They played some games here. Who's gonna get the DRS? It's Cowboy. Cowboy got the DRS, and now Funky's at the risk of getting passed by Lawrence as well. And he does. They're still side by side. Who's got a better traction here? It is Lawrence.
Lawrence gets Funky, but the wheel to wheel there, I think it was Funky who nearly lost it actually, which would have made a huge mess with all those drivers so close. But look at Spencer Brown now, right on the back of this group, but he's got to go for it now. He's got the fresher tyres. So you got Mason ahead on 6-lap old hards, Funky on 9-lap old mediums, and Lawrence on 7-lap old mediums, Cowboy on 8.
Ooh, look at Spencer.
So he's right on him. Yeah, he's got down the inside of Mason. Is he going to keep
through.
The praise?
Oh, that's late braking, but he got through. Ooh. But it was really
nice
late.
Move.
Whew. But now I
thought he was going to hit the back of Funky for a second then, but he just
looked like it at the moment. But now he's got Funky ahead of him. Oh, look at Cowboy and Lawrence there. They're also having a great scrap there now for second. As Lawrence got a slipstream in the DRS now. Funky got DRS, Spencer got DRS. Funky's defending, and now Spencer goes to the inside. Same for Lawrence. Will they both make it through? Spencer's braking very late. Will he make it through? Yes, he does. Up to 4-3 goes.
Well, this is brilliant wheel to wheel. Absolutely brilliant. Normally you see, the first race, brand new game, everyone's a little bit rusty. People are banging wheels, not necessarily deliberately, just not used to it. But we're not seeing that really. It seems to be really good, respectful racing.
Yeah, it's really clean here so far. We haven't had any sort of bad accidents here. So that's really good. Good racing here at the start of the year. And now we got Lawrence D try. Oh, he doesn't make it 3 wide. It looked like a moment he would make it 3 wide, but he doesn't. Cowboy goes off the road. Lawrence there. They both got no DRS here. Look at it. They got no DRS here. Oh, this is going to be helping Spencer here. Will he make a move now? No, surely he doesn't. Oh, will he? He goes up the inside of Cowboy.
Yeah,
will he make it stick? Will he make it stick? He does.
Mason's round. Mason's round. I don't know what happened there. He's lost front wing, so now he's going to have to box.
Oh no.
Bit of a disaster there. I don't know what happened altogether. I think it was just simply that 4 cars into 1 don't go.
Oh, that's a big shame. We got Lawrence D now back in 3rd. As Spencer made a move up to 2nd, but it's a big shame for Jaron Mason. He's done so well so far, and now basically he needs to pray for a safety car.
Yes, he's probably going to need, because I don't think mediums now will go. Well, they might strike 16 laps. They might be able to go. Obviously, now that's his only option. Now he's got a box for medium tyres.
Yes, he has to. I mean, he hasn't got another set of hards left. Softs won't last, as Lawrence nearly lost control of his car. Oof. That was really close. As now, basically the fight for second is, I would say, nearly over. Depends on if Lawrence can keep this form up, or if Spencer will just drive away and make his way up to M125.
Yeah, so M125, he's got a good lead at the minute. He's got, what's he got? 3.5 second lead. Spencer Brown then behind on his hard tyres, but of course he's got that 3-second penalty as well.
Yes.
So that's going to hurt him as well.
It absolutely does.
So KK picks up another 3 seconds.
Things are going downhill for Aston Martin here. It looks so promising in the beginning, and now it's all going down. Oh man, that's a big shame for them.
Yes, but obviously, it's a long way to go. Yeah. Oh, is it? I saw some front wing suddenly appear on the main straight. I don't know whether that was maybe Mason's, but I think it's Dr. Mew, is it? No.
Oh, look at
everyone seems to be all
M125.
right.
Look at Spencer and M125. Where did it come from?
That's it! Look at 125's wing! Look, I said I saw something!
Oh.
His front wing is knackered!
No.
So he's gonna have to box! Oh, what a shame!
No. Did he lose the control of the car coming out of the final corner then? Oh, that's a shame. Oh, but it's
such
helping
a shame.
Spencer here. This is absolutely brilliant here for the Williams driver. Just look at that. He's all over M125. Look at it. He's gone the inside now. He will take the lead. Oh, dear.
Now, so M125, obviously, now he could probably go use the hard tyres now. Oh,
Spencer
Brown.
6 seconds now.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, I thought so. So
Lawrence!
here comes now. Oh.
Lawrence hit the back of M125. What looks like his wing is okay.
Yeah, I think it's safe. I think it is.
Oh, now everything goes out of control here. In the battle of the lead of the first winner of 100 Racing Season 25. Oh dear, it's all going downhill now. As now Cowboy is the only one, alongside Giggle, in the top 5 without a time penalty. So perhaps these guys might have quite a lot of luck on their side. I don't want to apply the commentary jinx here, but yeah, so far it's looking good for them.
Yeah, Cowboy's in a fantastic position now. He doesn't even need to overtake the guys ahead, really. Obviously, he's going to give it a go, but he can afford to be a little bit careful because he knows the drivers ahead have got those time penalties. And Mason, you can see he's got a bit between his teeth now. He's just set the fastest lap of the race.
Yes. I mean, he has to do anything now to at least get back to the top 10, perhaps, if he has that opportunity. Now let's look at the strategy. Looks like Cowboy's coming in for another pit stop. I think he has to go for another set of mediums then to complete the strategy. I think it's not really possible to go for yet another set of softs. Yeah, I thought so. It's going to be mediums for Cowboy. Good stop there by the Ferrari driver. He's let's see where he comes out. Looks like P7 ahead of his teammate. As M125 now with the hard tires now back down to P8. Oh dear, this is all going downhill now for Ferrari, at least for one side of the Ferrari garage. But the other one has a real possibility of winning this race.
Yeah, I was quite surprised how close M125 is to Cowboy. I thought he'd be further back than that. Shows how good having one lap extra tyres, brand new tyres. The undercut obviously really quite strong here. And look at Giggle now. I know he's on his hard tyres, but he's up in 3rd place now.
Oh, we got some good midfield action here. I have to cut in there because we got Quinn and Matthias. They're battling for P9. Really close between these two. They have made some slight contact here. And it's good to see some midfield action. We have to mention this as well to all these drivers here. Not really the main spotlight here so far, but of course, credits go to these drivers as well. As we got Lawrence and Funky in the pits.
Oh, so what strategy are now they're going to go on? Lawrence on the medium tyres, same as Funky now on the medium tyres as well.
Yeah, but Funky had to switch to front ring. Do you see that? He had to switch to
ring.
ring.
Oh, no, I did not, no. Oh, so he would have lost loads of time there then. So where's he going to come out now?
13th.
So he's going to 13th place. After running so well in the early stages of the race, it's going to be very difficult. Now, one thing we got the elephant in the room at the minute, which is, will Spencer Brown ensure that he completes the 2 stops? That's going to be really key for this now.
Yes, I mean, we don't know what he's playing on. I mean, at the current rate, I would just assume he goes onto softs at the end of this race. Because, you know, he's got hards on pretty late, so he has to go for the softs. He has to. As I think Proverb has made a mistake, which led to a yellow flag. We got Jamie and Ghost down the pits. Okay, they won't probably bother with the leading battle here as well. But now it's going to be interesting. Lawrence D ahead of Cowboy.
As Matthias picks up another 3 seconds, it's going to hurt him. So yeah, let's see where Ghost and Jamie. Quinn now up into the top 6. So looking at the pit stop, so at the moment, Spencer Brown 1 stop, Giggle 1 stop, Quinn's done 1 stop, Matthias done 1 stop, same as Salo and Dr. Mew. Everyone else, sorry, and Jess, so everyone else has completed their mandatory 2 stops.
Yes, so at the moment we've got Lawrence D.
Jess actually passes whopping Proverb. Proverb really struggling at the minute on these tyres. He's not liking these tyres.
Oh, look at Mason!
Whoa!
Oh, and now here comes Jamie as well. Oh, he went to the grass. I mean, what I wanted to mention is that at the moment Lawrence D would be the theoretical race leader. So yeah, let's keep an eye out with Lawrence here, depending on how Spencer's strategy will look like. I mean, he has to stop. So at the moment, Lawrence would be the race leader without penalties, but with penalties applied, Cowboy is the one who looks like he could win this race.
Yeah, and funny enough, as soon as you off it popped, and he set the fastest lap of the race. So it shows he's got really good pace in that car. But Proverb's really not enjoying these hard tyres. I've been on board with him now for half, and he's really struggling to put his foot down as Jamie's thinking about having a move on him. You can see he's got much better. You can see he's just really struggling on Exeter corners, is Proverb. He's really not liking these tyres.
Yeah, it's a big shame for Proverb as well. We said he was going to be really strong, and so far his opening round of the season really hasn't been that promising, but he's got quite a lot of races left to return to that top spot. So hope isn't lost yet at the moment. Well, Slow's got yet another fastest lap here, a 1:06.393.
Look at that pace from the Alpine driver. That is stunning. Now, so who's he got ahead? So he's got Giggle ahead, and like you said, he is the net leader of the race, but he needs to be pulling away from Cowboy, and Cowboy really is sticking with him at the minute in the Ferrari. M125 there in 5th place on the hard tyres. So I'm looking now down the grid. Who's we got boxing? We got Matthias, and he's going to go on a soft stint. Oh, that's going to be interesting for him come the end of the race.
Probably going for the fastest lap here, at least for now. Just hoping that someone outside the top 10 won't go for another set of softs as well. Yeah, I've kept my eyes on Funky. He moved up to P6 now. So, yeah, bit of a disappointment for him for sure. I bet he expected a bit more, but yeah, P6 it is at the moment with quite a big gap towards the leaders. We've got Giggle now in the pits. He's going for softs as well.
Well, that's a very interesting call. So he's going to be blindingly fast now, but he's going to have to ease these tyres in. I noticed that very, very easy. If you really gun it the first couple of laps, that's when the damage to the tyres is done. So let's see if he eases them in or he just goes for it, because there's still quite a few. Oh, as Matthias picks up another penalty, but there's still quite a few laps to go. Yeah, we've still got 8 laps to go, so he's gonna have to be a little bit careful.
Yes. Now let's look at the leader here, Spencer Brown. He is approaching lap number 29. He's got an 18 seconds gap to Lawrence, and I'll tell you what, he has to pit in within the next laps. Because otherwise, yeah, it's looking really grim for him. I mean, of course he will have the tyre advantage, but he cannot stretch it for that long.
No, that's the thing. I mean, I think now, I mean, now's the time, really. He's really boxed now to make use of those tyres, but they will go off towards the end. So let's just hope, as we've got Salo in the pit lane.
Yes, whilst Jamie picks up yet another 3 seconds time penalty, his first 3 seconds time penalty, which is a bit of a shame. Let's go on board with him. He has a nice little battle with Jess, the 2 Red Bulls here fighting for P8 with Ghost behind him in McLaren, and Ghost also goes through and takes P9 as well, with Jess fighting. But it looks like Ghost got the position. Yeah, he did. With Proverb now behind.
So the only drivers actually now that haven't completed their 2 stops is Jess and Spencer. So we know that Jess wouldn't forget, and Jamie would be reminding her as well. So I'm assuming they're doing a similar strategy where they're going to go on softs at the end. But there's only 6 laps to go, so you know they've really got to make a decision rather quickly.
Absolutely. I mean, there aren't many laps left, so they have to think about boxing pretty soon. And you know, but Jess is still staying out. I'm still a bit worried about Spencer here. I gotta be honest. Still a bit worried.
Yes, I am, especially how long he went on those media. The perfect point to pit for a 1 stop, not a 2 stop. Hopefully, he's got the stream on in the background and hears us talking about it. But
I hope so too, man.
we're just going to have to wait and see.
This would be really ideal if he listens to at least someone screaming at him basically, you have to pit, think about the 2 stop, think about the 2 stop. Because, you know, at this rate, I'm still a bit skeptical, but let's find out the last couple of laps here in this race. So, let's look at the provisional leader here, Lawrence D. He's got 2.6 gap to Cowboy, which is now increased to 2.7, with Funky getting yet another penalty.
That's going to hurt, so I'm just going to have a look at the penalties now, actually. So Spencer Brown, we know he's got 6 seconds. Funky now has got 6. Matthias has got 6. Okke's got 9 seconds of penalties. Bit of a disaster race for Okke there. Dr. Mew on 6 seconds. And all the other penalty drivers with 3.
Yes.
As Proverb passes Ghost.
Yes, at least we can give the golden star to Cowboy, M125, Giggle, Skrillex, Ghost, and Jess at the moment for not having a single penalty here, so good job to you guys. As now
that's really impressive, actually, around the track.
Yeah, absolutely. Spencer got 9 seconds here. This makes it even more difficult for him now. Oh dear, Spencer. Oh, this is going to be really tight for him now. He has to be careful now, and I think he has to stop now. But he still misses the pit lane.
Surprised. And Jess hasn't boxed either. Now that is... I'm really shocked by that.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
as she decided, she's going to try and get a fastest lap point.
It has to be at this point.
Now, is that the tactic that Jess is using?
It has to be at this rate. I mean, I can't explain anything else. I mean, she won't miss the pit stop, surely.
Surely not.
So, is there any sort of battling going on here? Looks like it has just calmed down a little bit. Okay, not really, as Ghost is still close behind Proverb, but it's not really close enough. So, it's gonna be really tight at the front, especially now when Spencer will actually pit. Where will he end up? Because surely will be winning then because of his penalties, as Ghost is now making the move against Proverb here. Up to 9 he goes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how long a pit stop is. I think it's around 25 seconds, I think. So that's going to put him probably in 4th place, and then he's got his 9 seconds of pens as well. But he obviously is going to have a lot of pace.
Yeah.
On those softs, if he remembers to pit. So I'm surprised Jess hasn't pitted yet as well.
Yeah, but
that is making me nervous.
I would just assume her going for the fastest lap at this rate. Because I think for the safety car it's getting a bit too late. I'm actually a bit surprised that we haven't got a single safety car.
And Jess is in the pit lane, so she's going to now go... Yeah, that's good. So she's going for the fastest lap in the bottom 10. That's pretty obvious, I think.
So now let's keep an eye out for Spencer. Will he enter the pit lane now? Does look like it. Nope, he's still going on.
No, he's still going on.
Oh dear. This race is turning into a really interesting mix, as Lawrence is losing quite a lot of time to Cowboy. So at this rate, it looks like that Cowboy will be winning this race. Unless he gets another 3 seconds time penalty, then the win would go to M125.
This race is far from over, and we've only got a couple of laps to go. Now, as Dr. Mew spins, yeah, Dr. Mew's really struggling on this game at the minute. Down there in
Look
17th.
for Cowboy. He's going for a move against Lawrence D. He will take second.
Oh.
Will take the provisional race lead now. Without the penalties here, it has to be said. Will Lawrence D fight back, however? He's got DRS, but nope, he's losing too much time. It is Cowboy who gets second at the moment. Good race for Cowboy, has to be said. Really strong job with the Ferrari.
Yeah, it's done really, really well. I mean, especially with no penalties as well, you know. I hope I don't want to jinx the lad because there's still a couple of laps to go. But even so, he's driving really, really well. Lovely and smooth. Didn't fight unnecessary battles, which is why he's put himself in this position. Now, Spencer, lap 35. He has to box this lap or he will be disqualified by the stewards.
Yes. So, now we get M125. He lost his front wing a few laps ago and he has the opportunity to finish in second. This is amazing, man. I mean, this really shows how good the Ferrari package really is so far at this race. And he's now moved up to P3 here, ahead of Lawrence D. So, at this rate, they will actually finish in first and second.
Yeah, so it's a Ferrari 2 at the minute, which is absolutely fantastic for the Ferrari drivers. Lawrence really probably didn't fight that too hard, knowing that 3-second penalty. I'm just going to go on board.
Oh, no. And Spencer missed it.
Spencer, he missed it. So Spencer Brown he's thinking he is going to win this race, but he will be disqualified for not pitting twice.
Oh, that's a big shame. I mean, he did really well, but now his chances of winning are completely gone. It will be a big fat 0 on his points total after this race, which is a big shame, but a rookie mistake, it can happen. Now, let's look at the battle for the net race lead here with M125 and Cowboy, as M125 can actually still win this. He's right behind Cowboy, he's got the DRS. Will he make the move now? Will he take the race lead? He's going on the right hand side, he will be along, and now he approaches Remus. He does take the race lead. But watch for Cowboy, will he come back through?
Cowboy doubles back, look at this!
Oh, look at the wheel spin! Look at this, side by side, they're all over the place. And now look at Cowboy, he will lead. He will take the win at the moment, unless he makes a mistake. Oh, it looks like Cowboy, he's up into second, up basically now first. As Cowboy defends really well and counterattacks his teammate. As Spencer Brown has crossed the line, he will be disqualified, we don't care about that. Let's look at the battle between the Ferraris. It will be between Cowboy and M125. Will it be a late move between these two? It's looking... it doesn't look like it. Will look like Cowboy will take the checkered flag. He will be our first winner in Season 25 in the P2 tier this season. Wow. With Giggle coming home in P3. Here,
fantastic.
Really well done.
But we missed Lawrence. Lawrence spun. So Lawrence was in P4. He is spun.
Oh,
I don't know what happened to him. I can see his car. His car's ghosted.
He's really slow here.
I think he's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel.
No. Oh, come on. He's run out of fuel and he will drop down even further. Now Solar getting past. And this will only be P14. Wow.
P14. Oh, that is devastating for Lawrence. He had such a good race. So as we know, Spencer Brown will stand on the top step, but the race win is not his. He is disqualified. Cowboy takes the win by, look at this, 0.3 of a second. And let's not forget, this wasn't a fiddled 0.3 with a late safety car. That's a genuine 0.3 because we had no safety cars throughout the entirety of that race.
Yes, that was really well done between these two. Wow, what a job for Ferrari, guys. Unbelievable. And with the two guys being that close, it's really amazing. But it also shows how quick M125 is due to his recovery after his damage. Wow, what a race it was. Good start this season.
What a brilliant, and doesn't it show, you know, how close this title's going to be?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yes, you could say that 125's, he's got all the pace, but he's still making minor mistakes. He made a couple last year, but obviously did still manage to win the title. But that's a fantastic result for the Ferraris. So Spencer Brown crosses the line in first, but is disqualified. Second place is Cowboy, but promoted to first. So then we got M125, Giggle getting a podium, Skrillex getting fourth place on his debut for One Hub, Funky in sixth, Jamie in seventh, and Proverb, Mason, Ghost, Quinn, Sallow, Matthias, Lawrence, Jess, OKK, Dr. Mew, and only one DNF of being specialist. So my question for you, JM, is who is your day?
Oh, there are quite a few candidates in here, but I'm just going for Giggle here, with a big recovery here from 18th onwards up to the podium. Basically, just what I could question him is basically like, what happened at the end of the qualifying? For why did he get disqualified? And did he actually expected a podium finish after that disqualification? And could he potentially have fought for the win without that disqualification as well? And what is your driver?
That's a really good question. That's a really good nomination, actually. Giggle after his qualifying. Yeah, what a race that was. I'm actually going to go for my nominee is to Skrillex. So, of course, he's new to One Hub. Brought it home in 5th place, which will actually be then... my question to you is, did you really expect on your debut in One Hub that you'd finish with a 4th place ready to set off on your One Hub career?
Wow, what a race. I mean, I probably have to go lie down here as well, because it was so spectacular to watch as a spectator even, and as a commentator. And, wow. Well, your general thoughts about the race? Your positives, your negatives?
Absolutely. Do you know what? I don't even see a negative. Now, I'm a bit of a stickler for safety cars. I ain't a fan. And one thing I've noticed is that the safety cars didn't come out too much. We did have a couple of front wings. But normally last year that would have brought safety car out and kind of almost fiddle the results a bit. So it's nice to see drivers have to concentrate fully for a straight 36 laps with no break. But what a fantastic race that was, and a big thank you to yourself, JM, for subbing in for Nick with the commentary. Superb job.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that I got asked for it, and it was really a joy to commentate with you. I hope Nick enjoyed it as well, watching from the outside, and I'm sure he'll be excited to be back next time. And next race, well, it's going to be in Italy, around the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, at the 1st of September. Well, shall we already start making some predictions, or yeah, is it even possible this tier? At the moment, I really don't think so.
I'm going to take a punt, and I'm going to say a Mason pole position.
All right. Well, bet on it.
Oh, yeah, why not? The performances here were brilliant. I don't know what happened with Mason there. I don't know whether he dropped it or whether he had a bit of contact. But even so, same with M125, making a good recovery. Mason coming up then, still finishing in 8th place. That's still a great result. But Monza, I think it's all going to boil down to what the weather's going to be like, because that track in the rain is lethal.
Oh yeah, Monza in the wet is truly one of the hardest challenges you can ever find. I mean, it's really hard to set up, because you have to either think, will it fully go on with the straights, or will it actually think about some wing plus additions to at least get some feeling for the corners. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I'm not going to bet on anything, because I honestly cannot predict what's going to happen in this tier. This is going to be really exciting. Well, Colin.
It's going to be brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, well, it's time to send you into the cockpit again, because you will drive in a few minutes. I hope you have a good time there as well. Just take a
Thank you very much.
take lessons from the P2 tier in terms of cleanness.
Yes, pit twice.
Absolutely,
Remember to do
pit
that.
twice.
So yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to explain to the poor driver that he's lost his race win.
Yeah, that's a big shame.
But still, what a great race we managed to watch.
Absolutely. So, thank you, Colin, for being here with me to do this. Once again, another thanks to our sponsors, Next Level Racing, Pure Sim Gear, Vespertine, and SimGrid for helping get this league underway. And also thank you to you guys for watching this race. And, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here in P2 or P1 tier next time. So, but at least next time, we've got Nick back in again, and we got Colin again for round 2 of the P2 tier in season 25 of One Hop Racing. So, you got any last words?
No, just remember, guys, it's not a race next week. It is a British bank holiday, so we shall see you all in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, and until then, have a beautiful time, and, well, enjoy the P1 tier now in a few minutes. So,
Thank you very much.
goodbye then.
Goodbye.